Hello boys and girls, today we're going to learn how to describe an array. Let's start by reviewing what is a row. A row is a horizontal line that goes from left to right. And as you can look here, it's a horizontal line that goes left and right. So our friend here is rowing across. So a way to remember is to row across. So a row is going across. So what is a column then? A column goes up and down, just like you see here, just like you see our line here. It goes up and down. Here's a picture of the White House, and the White House has many columns. They are going up and down, so vertical lines. Columns are vertical. So what is an array? An array has both rows and columns, and we have to know that a row goes from left to right, and we need to see there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are 6 squares in the first row. That means that the rest of the rows have to have 6 squares as well, and they do. And if we look at the columns, it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That means if this column has 5, the rest of the columns in the array have to have 5 squares as well. So an array has both rows and columns. Now, if we look at this array of gummy bears, how do we describe an array? If we look at our black lines, they are the horizontal lines, so they are rows. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rows in this array. 5 rows of 3 because each row has 1, 2, 3 gummy bears. So we would say 5 rows of 3. Now looking at the columns, there are 1, 2, 3 columns, and each column has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we would say 3 columns of 5 because each column has 5. So how does this relate to multiplication? Let's look at this array, and let's start by our rows. So here's our first row. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in the first row. And there's 1, 2, 3 rows. So I'm going to say 3 rows of 6. Because each row again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, has 6 dots. So I'm going to do my repeated addition because there are 3 rows. I'm going to have 3 add-ins. And each add-in is going to be 6. So it's going to be 6 plus 6 plus 6, which is 18. And I can check my answer if I want to by counting every single dot, which I know it's going to be 18. Just to make sure, let's do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Now to write my multiplication fact, it would be 3 rows of, so it would be times 6 equals 18. So 3 times 6 equals 18. I can also look at this array and look at the vertical. Look at the vertical lines, which are my columns. So I'm going to do that. Vertical lines have 1, and each one has 3. 1, 2, 3. So I need to see how many columns I have. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I have 6 columns of 3. 6 columns of 3. And I'm going to do my repeated addition. I'm going to have 6 add-ins, 3, 4, 5, 6, and equals a number. So each add-in is going to be 3 because each column has 3. So 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3 would equal 18 because I am looking at the same array, and I'm not going to count again because I already did it for my rows. So my multiplication fact looking at columns would be 6 columns of times 3 would equal 18. And that is how we describe an array and how it relates to multiplication. Here's an example that you can do. So I'll give you some time to work on it, and then I'll see you tomorrow in class and see if you could work this out. Have a good night.